against Wesley.
There's some big wrinkly brain plays coming out from Fiend. Was warming up the Ada in the losers finals, which was really secretly him warming up the blasters, but not revealing his whole hand, just showing he's got a couple of cards in that hand. Really well done from Fiend as he switches into the Barasa for game number 1 of the grand finals. Of course, he is still on the loser's side, so if Wesley starts to pick apart this Barasa, it's going to be on Fiend to make some adaptation. He's got to win 2 best of 5s in order to become the grand champion of this spring championship.
Let's see if he's able to do it here, man. Wesley definitely roaring to get this one, man. He's going in head first. He doesn't show any signs of stopping. Fiend looking to put a halt to the momentum there, but Wesley does manage to get the first weapon despite the fact that Fiend was actually able to land the first hit. And there we go. Fiend's back in the driver's seat, it looks like, as he's starting off with a pretty commanding conversion here.
Wesley was able to connect with the sidelight, couldn't quite get more. Fiend, yep, gonna play that weapon denial. You saw him throw away the blasters the second that Wesley was unarmed and there was a weapon spawn on the field. Again, playing the weapon denial. Wesley struggling to find a pickup. There's the spawn just on top of him.
Yeah, and I think Fiend understands what he needs to do here, right? Like, he struggled severely against this Rocket Lance, and now look, now that Wesley has it back in hand, suddenly he's landing a whole lot more attacks than he was before, right? So if Fiend wants to win this, he's going to have to weapon starve Wesley completely so he never has a chance to get that Rocket Lance. And is that something he's going to be able to do? I'm not quite sure. Ooh.
Wesley is a whole other beast when he has the lance in hands, though, right? When he's got it, he just kind of levels up. Unfortunately for him, this next pickup is going to be the axe, not quite the comfort weapon, and might be looking to throw it away for the opportunity for that lance spawn. He is going to hit that side air, throws it. There's the spawn.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very cheeky option there. Is going to be able to touch the stage and reset his recovery now. And another chance to guess right here. Charge the recovery the other way. And that's a very common Rocket Lance read you'll see. Granted, he's able to find the recovery there. But a lot of the times, you just want to run off stage, threaten that you're going to hit them with like a Sair or a down air, then start recharging the recovery the other way to bait out the dodge. But that time, Fiend did not bite.
Yeah, Fiend definitely familiar with the common Lance dodge reads. Able to pick up that neutral line, like we were saying. Lance doesn't have the best stacked options.
Here we go. Needs to get back to the stage here. Wow, goes for the recovery, reading the jump from Fiend there. And now racking up a little bit more damage. He doesn't have a lot of options here. No, it looks like he hasn't touched the floor in a while here. Right, there we go. Wesley, whoa. Nice.
Fiend
actually goes for the
just
easy.
above the fireworks. It's so interesting how willing Wesley is to go off stage with the lance and how much Fiend isn't trying to punish from above. Finally goes for it, but instead just waits it out and hits the side air.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to recover there. I'm actually surprised that Wesley charged that recovery as long as he did. It just gave Fiend more time to realize how he was going to punish. I actually thought he was going to throw the Rocket Lance up and then go for the unarmed recovery, because that's something you have to go for a lot when you're trying to get back to the stage with the Rocket Lance, because your recovery is so susceptible to being punished. But that aside, Wesley trying to make a comeback here as Fiend is really lapping him in terms of damage now.
Big side air, though. Fiend fortunate that Barasa is relatively tanky, able to get back to that wall safely.
Alright, looking around here. Sair is going to be enough to do it. So Wesley able to bring Fiend down to his last stock, but definitely already looking like a completely different set than the first one, where Fiend is now the one who has a pretty hardy lead, but we'll see if Wesley's Rocket Lance is able to make the comeback.
Nice neutral light onto Wesley. Throws out the neutral signature. Wesley able to jump above it. Lots of jumping here. And again, Wesley willing to go off stage with the lance.
Wesley, he wants the dodge read with the D-Light. If he's able to get that, he can convert that into whopping amounts of damage here. And this is a good start. Hold on. Looks like that's going to be it. Just 2 hits. He's trying to keep it nice and simple. Goes for a read there. Thought he was going to dash forward. It was actually an immaculate, like, very smart read. But Fiend just not biting.
Down light, dash, jump, recovery. Fiend takes game number 1 on the road to the grand finals reset. That was close, though, in those final hits. Wesley was really starting to rally back in the damage.
Yeah, I think for Fiend, he's kind of taking a sigh of relief there, right? He's like, all right, cool, warming up the Ada, definitely worth it. The Barraza pick seems to be getting the job done here. But I do think Wesley was kind of iced out a little bit in that game one. And then we kind of saw him slowly start going back to the Wesley we saw in that winners finals, where he was able to really kind of steamroll his way through Fiend. So now on Apocalypse, I'm thinking it may not be as close of a game, but I could be wrong. We'll see.
Wesley now given the opportunity to play that weapon denial game that Fiend started off game number 1 with. Wesley with the juggles. Fiend's in trouble. He can't get around him. Finally picks up the axe, but took some damage for it.
There we go. Another read on the jump there with that jump nair. And Wesley, once again, with the offstage plays. That's perfect down there, though. Weapon toss to close it out.
That's a stock.
That's what I like to see. Now, Wesley back in the driver's seat, kind of getting flashbacks of what we saw in the winners final set. Fiend cannot allow Wesley to get away from him, though. Needs to keep it close, needs to keep it relatively even, or else Wesley has proven he will just take this all the way to the bank.
Fiend waiting for the opportunity to throw out that gravity cancel, has not connected with a single one of those blasters down signatures. Nice weapon toss, the dash jump weapon toss. Still not quite enough. Wesley able to make it back to that soft platform.
Go. Wow, that Sair just completely stuffing out Wesley there. Wesley wasn't able to rack up too much damage either before getting sent to his second stock, and now Fiend's going to try to starve him. We're going to see where the weapon spawns. Looks like it's in Fiend's corner, but Wesley just chase dodges through him to pick up this lance, and now he's really going to be able to get some damage racked up here.
I'm starting to see what Fiend likes about these blasters. When he can get those nair juggles, there's next to nothing Wesley can do except hope he can dodge through the nairs. Just get that read on the defense. But a ground pound from Wesley, and he's got a huge lead now.
And the thing I love about that as well, you've been talking about how Wesley's kind of willing to go off stage with these ground pounds pretty, oh my goodness, here's a jump there, but pretty liberally, right? But Fiend hasn't also punished him with death for any of these ground pounds that he's gone for. So for Wesley, it's a pretty non-committal option there. He doesn't feel like he's too much at risk, and look at him going off stage again with the down air. He doesn't feel like Fiend has the answer.
Yeah, Fiend isn't doing the kind of traditional anti-lance offstage, right? Go for those dares, go for those ground pounds above once the lance commits to one of its horizontal aerial moves. And instead, Wesley's kind of getting away with a lot of this offstage. Right now, doesn't have a weapon spawn, though, as Fiend able to deny with that axe pickup.
Yeah, if Wesley's not able to pick up a rocket lance, he is not going to be able to win this game. I'm going to make that call right now because Fiend is just smothering him here. He's trying to fight as best as he can, unarmed, but Fiend still has the axe here. Wesley needs the weapon spawn. There it is. It is his trusty rocket lance, and now he's going to be able to start cooking, but is it too late?
Damage is relatively even between the two. Just needs one good read, and either one of them could close out game number 2. He throws out the recovery. Nice side light into the nair. The side air will do it. Wesley gets game number 2.
There we go. Fiend unable to completely starve Wesley in that final stock. He was able to keep him, unarmed for a while, but the moment he was able to pick up that rocket lance, he was finally able to set up scenario where he was able to go for a KO confirm there. We saw him go for side light nair, then try to get the read with the recovery a few times before he was finally able to get a read on the defensive option from Fiend and knock him out with that Sair.
I started to notice that Fiend was getting a little over-eager, trying to finish that stock off, like really fishing for that side air. And so once Fiend did that jump side air whiff, Wesley was able to throw out a side air of his own and finish off the stock. And now again, it's Wesley with the first pickup, getting the double nair with some solid damage to start off game number 3.
Here we go. These nairs have been doing so much work here. He's going off stage once again. Oh my goodness. He needs to stuff the recovery. I think he got the touch there.
Barely.
Oh!
With the bottom swing on that side signature, but still Wesley, he's so incredibly scary with the lance offstage.
And he knows exactly which hitbox to use here because he does like to do that falling neutral air where he has the back hit of the lance neutral air confirm, and since it's the ending part of the attack, he can go for some really cool confirms after that since he's not stuck in the lag of the animation.
Went for the gravity cancel, the weapon toss, interrupting it. Solid side air from Wesley will take off the first stock of Fiend.
Here we go. Fiend looking for that final blow. Does have a lot of damage racked up here. Wesley's going to see how much damage he can get. Wow, off the platform to get that side light air conversion. It's going to be it. Oh my goodness, okay.
Nice down
Nice
air.
catch.
Needs to hit the weapon toss. Wesley doesn't have the recovery. Got caught out by that down air. Stock count evened up.
Here we go. Has the nair in hand. You can see he's dashing forward with that nair, even though he's like kind of grounded, because the axe nair is kind of weird when you're on the ground, right? Like it doesn't hit stack. You can still kind of move yourself to try to, you know, move the hitbox a little bit in case your opponent jumps, but
yeah, it is a really good anti-air tool. Like you're saying, it doesn't quite hit stacked, but you can definitely position yourself in a way that it kind of feels like it just hit you stacked, especially when you're playing against it. Nice neutral signature. That's the stock off of Fiend.
man, Fiend, he actually got kind of close there. I was sweating for a second. I was like, is he going to be able to touch that magic pistol? Be able to just get a little itty bitty touch, but no, Wesley knew better than I, saying I don't need to go off stage for this edge guard. If I do, that's an oversight from me, but I'm pretty sure he's gone here. And just like that, Wesley able to get back on the stage. And Wesley, I don't know how he does it, man. I mean, granted, he lost his stock there, beautiful sig coming out from Fiend, but he's able to recover back to the stage so often without having to throw his rocket lance up, and that's something that is very difficult to do.
He also isn't super reliant on like the immediate lance recovery. Like he basically recovers like a normal like other weapon user would.
Yeah.
And then at the very end is like, oh yeah, if I need to, I have this side air if I have to do it.
So far, it's been paying off. I mean, wow, what a weird falling neutral area he was able to get there for the conversion. But Fiend is ahead here with the damage, looking for another signature there, going for the down sig, unable to find that one. Wesley wants the nair, he finds two, won't get the third. That could be a recovery. He doesn't line it up though.
Both of them looking for those recoveries. Don't think either one would have quite knocked out. They're both quite healthy. Wesley a little bit more damage. These side airs finally puts him off stage. Again,
wow,
he's got these side airs. Another one, and Fiend takes the game.
Yeah, Fiend, you know, able to secure another one there. Now, granted, as we were talking about before, Wesley is the one on winner's side of Grand Finals. So even if Fiend is able to win this first set, he still has another one to go. And something else I want to highlight in that last set is that Wesley actually recovered back to the stage by doing a reverse nair, shifting the hitbox of his nair to hit Fiend, so he was actually able to get the wall touch, even though Fiend was still able to find the sair to secure the final KO.
He is so good at hitting those reverse nairs onto the opponent.
Don't jump. Oh, no. I was like, don't jump there. He's going to read it. But he did.
He'll read it.
He read two jumps there, and Fiend only gave him one. So luckily for Fiend, he's still alive.
Damage fairly even between the two. Wesley is finding those reads. Fiend might have been trying to swap weapons there. You saw him run over to that weapon spawn, but is going to be sticking with the axe for at least a brief moment.
Gets caught by this very tail end of that axe sidelight from Fiend. But looks like Wesley's able to put some aggression off stage here. Sidelight, no. He actually tries to go for the dash D-light to maybe go to the ground pound.
Whoa!
But that's scoops like some Pringles that you get at the grocery store. Nice
You
and
get Pringles
simple.
scoops?
All day. All day.
I don't think I've ever had Pringles scoops. Pringles are just like an expensive chip. That's some bougie
Yeah,
shit right there.
I wholeheartedly agree. It's like, am I paying for the potato chip or am I paying for the shape?
But Wesley does connect with the neutral signature. It was actually the neutral light from Fiend that popped him up into the neutral signature for that one to connect.
Here we go. Wow, that neutral light not going to connect. Doesn't quite hit stack there. If you want a stacked option as Lance, which you don't really have, you kind of have to go for the D-light to kind of take the step back and hit in front of you. But other than that, you don't really have anything.
Yeah, the D-light hits where you were. It's not quite stacked, but when they're stacked on you, it will hit.
There we go. Neutral air coming out from Wesley. He's going to recover. No, he's actually going to go for the neutral air. He didn't touch the stage there, did he? No, it looks like it doesn't matter because Fiend is on the stage now. Going to have to play this game of getting back to the stage. Wesley edge guard. Wesley unable to threaten Fiend accurately. And now Fiend has another chance to get something on stage here.
Trouble. Didn't burn a jump, throwing out that neutral signature, able to make it back safely, had enough utility, but still damage being put out. Wesley actually threw away the lance in an attempt to maintain pressure on top of Fiend, which is one of the reasons why he's currently disarmed, but he hits the recovery on the Fiend.
Yeah, there we go. Finally finds the KO that time. Now, the next time that Fiend is trying to recover high, I actually want to see Wesley go for a read a little bit further on the stage, because twice now he's gone from that dash unarmed D-Light, and Fiend has never been in that position.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he could go for the weapon toss there if he wants, but no, he goes for another ground pound,
Nice.
and he's losing to these neutral airs, and Fiend completely turning that around, saying, if you're going to keep trying to challenge me, I will show you exactly why that is a terrible freaking decision, and carries him off the top with that recovery.
The blasters, the neutral air, that vertical game is something that Lance cannot contend against. Fiend taking full advantage of it to get that KO, but it's just going to put him at even stocks and behind in the damage against Wesley.
There we go. Wesley finds the unarmed neutral light, gets caught a little bit by the sidelight from Fiend. Fiend's going to want to starve him here. Can't let him get that weapon, but he does allow him to do it, and now Wesley has the axe. It's not the rocket lance, but hey, doesn't matter. The Sarah will do it, man. Doesn't matter if you're a bronze player, a tin player, a diamond player, a sandstorm. The axe Sarah will carry you to the end there.
Yeah, that was troublesome for Fiend. He was trying to get the wall touch off the side air, didn't quite. He was forced to throw out the recovery, which peaked him up high enough for Wesley to just connect with one side air to even up the game count. It's currently 2-2. Wesley on tournament point here. If he wins this one, he will be crowned the spring champion, and Fiend will go home with the silver medal.
And I know that for Wesley, this would mean so much. I know it would mean so much. Even if you just see the Twitter game, how much he wants to be considered revered among one of the best, right? He knows he's going to do it. That's how much confidence Wesley has in his ability as a player, as long as he keeps practicing and playing and studying the game. But Fiend, he's been doing that for a long time now. He's already cemented himself in the history of Brawlhalla. Wesley, I'd argue, doing the same, but will he have the fervor, the reverence that he's looking for?
Fiend really trying to fire up here. You saw him chasing high the neutral air and a recovery. The high ceiling of these tri-platform maps, but Wesley with the read on the jump. Fiend has been getting caught by those down airs and panic jumping out, and Wesley's caught him multiple times with it.
Okay, and hopefully, you know, Fiend starts making the adjustment. And granted, it's kind of weird, right? Oh my god, he jumped. He jumped. He didn't have to jump there. It was kind of one of those moments where he didn't get enough time to realize what was happening. It's like, oh, he stopped moving in the air. What move did he do? Oh, it was that one. Well, I guess it is what it is there. Now Wesley's going to be behind a little bit here as Fiend is able to rack up a good chunk of damage. He's been so great in these juggle scenarios as well.
Wesley able to bring out some of that axe play, does get that falling down air side air. Another side air from the Lance. Fiend, if he got caught by that weapon toss, could have gotten taken out. Needs to add up more damage onto Wesley to give himself a better position to potentially reset this one, but the side air connects. And this one is essentially even. Wesley just needs to get one of his patented Lance strings.
Yeah, and he's going to be looking for it here. If he's able to get that falling neutral air, it'll lead to a lot of damage, maybe even a gravity cancel sidelight if he wants it. Oh no, the dodge gets red there. Wesley starting to chef it up here, is unable to get the second dodge read, but look at the damage! That is damage. Oof. Trying times for Fiend right now, but anti-airing the best he can.
Uh-oh. Throughout the down signature there. Awkward position, maybe expecting Wesley to dive down with the down air. Nice spot dodge from Fiend. This one's close. Throws out the down signature. Wesley gonna get caught again. Second down signature. I'm surprised that KO'd.
Yeah, I am too. It has surprisingly more force than one would think, but you know, that's really due to Wesley kind of going for that rocket lance recovery too high, right? Like he clipped a little bit of the ledge of the stage and got clipped by that down sig, and he just waited a little bit to fall and go for the wall touch. He wouldn't be in the scenario. So now Fiend potentially in the position to make this reset here, as he is up by an entire stock on game 5. Wesley needs to find the answer now, or else Fiend's going to reset this.
But Wesley does find a connection with that side air. Going to be priming his second weapon to be a lance. And Fiend needs this weapon pickup. Gets the blasters. Can he get the reset? This is still going to be tough. Wesley might be a little bit more hurt, but we've seen him make up the difference before.
It's hard to know what's going to happen here, right? I told you guys the script was good, and the script also says we are going to a reset. Fiend getting an extremely early KO with the D-Light recovery off of the platform. He's saying the old guard is still here, but for how much longer? We're going to have another set to figure out just who exactly is going to come out on top here. Will the Novi Reach be able to make a splash, or will Fiend reign supreme still?
Again, Fiend able to get these KOs in surprising situations. And Wesley's like, all right, no tri-platform maps. That did not work out in my favor. And he is going to ban it out. We've got the reset. Now the board is cleared. It is just a straight best of 5. The winner of this is going to be the spring champion.
Here we go. The lights coming out. Fiend throwing out some hitboxes here. It looks like Wesley is angry here as he has a very commanding presence on the stage right now, but Fiend answering back with a few hits of his own. They're doing the axe ditto, which is going to be a lot of clanking and the thunder of some very heavy weapons.
Wesley doesn't like that sound effect though, as he swaps on over to the lance in hand. But Fiend starting to find the connections with his axe against Wesley's lance, something that he was struggling with a little bit previously in their matchup.
Oh, there's the D-Sig. Oh, Wesley gets the very tail end of a down air there and tries to get another one off stage. Whoa. But there we go. Backs it up and swing. Better swing. That is a home run for Fiend there with that axe down sig.
Pound the ground with the back of the axe. Fiend able to connect with it, but Wesley coming back into this one. Fiend does have a little bit of health to play with, but again, it's small Brawlhalla.
Nice.
Really close map. That's a KO.
Oh, that was absolutely disgusting. I almost puked. Wow.
That was dirty from Wesley.
What a read.
Back to even now. Fiend versus Wesley. Fiend on the axe. Game number 1 of the reset. Wesley from below. He's got the juggle potential. We've seen Wesley hit some big juggles with this lance.
Well, with Fiend, he doesn't really show any signs of stopping here. Wesley been kind of using the axe a little bit more than we've kind of seen throughout the past 2 sets. Almost gets caught by that side light Sayer. They're able to dodge just in the nick of time. Gives him another chance, but Fiend says no. That last chance is the only chance you'll ever get, as he's able to land that Sayer and bring this down now to the final stock and potentially putting himself one step closer and being up a game in the reset.
Fiend connects with the down air. Nice neutral air follow-up off that neutral light. But Wesley finds his way back down. Fiend trying to add up more damage. Wants to guarantee this game number 1.
Oh my goodness. Wow!
Is that the first neutral sig he's thrown out too?
I think he may have. In this set, probably, right? I don't know if he's done it against Fiend. That was so quick. He got eviscerated. Like, I didn't even really get time to recognize what had happened. The pure shock of it all is kind of what I'm still feeling right now, but Fiend seemingly not feeling that shock at all as he's fighting back tremendously and almost KO'd Wesley there. That was a very, very lucky trade for Wesley there, as he definitely would have been KO'd by that axe air.
Yeah, Fiend able to shake off that quick neutral signature, already hitting the neutral light. One more hit from Fiend could be the knockout down signature, and Fiend takes game number 1, and that's going to give him the map pick advantage. If it goes back and forth, Fiend will get the final map pick.
Wow. Wow.
Is this the swap?
Fiend, Wesley, going neck and neck here. Now you have to imagine there is a certain amount of self-fulfilling prophecy that you feel as Wesley, a little bit of manifest destiny. You know, you get so close. You're game 5, you know, last stop. This close to winning the spring championships and a fat wad of money. And you get reset. And now we have the Black Knight, Orion.
Gonna switch it up. Wesley does have a huge character pool of Lance characters. We saw him in the spring championship bust out the likes of Rax, Scarlet, and even an Artemis. So it is exciting to see him bring out even more Lance characters. He is going to be bringing out the Black Knight, another character, of course, with the Lance, but with a fantastic signature kit in particular. And he's going to be throwing away that axe, which we didn't see a whole lot of, in favor of this spear. I'm curious if he's going to be doing a lot with the spear, or if it's just like, I like this Lance with this signature kit.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. I feel like there's not an Ulgrim player in the world that cannot also play Orion. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those. Usually if they play one, they can play the other. Just because there's so much overlap. And there we go. He goes for a read right there with the Ensig, unable to find it. But Wesley so far looking okay, but we're going to see just how much this Legend Swap works. And I mean, we've seen what Stingray can do with Orion, and we've seen what Kozilek can do with Orion. So let's see what Wesley can do.
Oh my goodness. He was able to cover himself with the downlight, able to make that neutral signature seem safe. And Fiend starting to bleed out here in game number 2. Side air will give Wesley a big lead.
So what can Wesley do with Orion? It looks like the answer is a lot, as this Black Knight completely just smothered Fiend for like the last 20 seconds. And we're going to see if he's able to continue that momentum going on to the second stock. To Fiend, it's almost like he's playing a completely different person.
Yeah, all of the information Fiend gathered in the previous set, even in game number 1, completely nullified. This is a whole different Wesley.
Yeah, I mean, Fiend got a little bit lucky there. When Wesley got that Sair right there, he had a guaranteed conversion that he unluckily dropped, just missed the jump button. But he's playing like that. Like, tell me why, while I'm watching Wesley, he makes Rocket Lance look 10 times faster than anyone else I've seen. Oh, he didn't touch the wall there, though. That was bad. that was a terrible ground pound. Absolutely terrible ground pound. But with that said, Wesley is still in the lead here. So not too much to worry about in his head there. He's going to go ahead, get another weapon, and try to keep the pressure going.
Just going to bring out the unrocketed Lance, this spear in hand for Wesley. Damage advantage to Wesley right now as he goes in trying to read some jump movement out of Fiend.
Go, Wesley. Is he going to swap weapons here? Looks like the answer is no, but might need to do so soon because Fiend is slowly bringing this back here. Oh, but just goes for the jab into the spin attack. Link is laughing in his seat right now, saying, yeah, I taught him that one.
Oh, but a nice return from Fiend. Down air into the neutral signature. There we go. Getting these down airs above the Lance of Wesley. Can't quite connect. Oh, the turn.
Wow.
Wesley.
Oh, he didn't line it up.
He almost got it. A little bit of fear of God, though, in Fiend's eyes.
Yeah,
another ground pound from Wesley.
Oh, my goodness. He's going for it all now. He's like, oh, wait, hold on. He can tell that Fiend is scared now. He can feel the amount of pressure that he's putting on Fiend, and that Fiend is starting to crack. Will Wesley be able to take this game here? And we're going to see this go 1-1, or will Fiend just somehow bring this back now? I mean, granted, it's Brawlhalla. He does have a whole lot of defense, but Wesley probably going to be fishing for that Ensig fairly soon.
Yeah, Fiend does have a little bit more health to play with. Of course, just now he's in the orange, not even going to be put off stage by that side air. But Wesley again with this advantage.
Oh my gosh.
Good read.
Weapon throw? No, he's actually just going to go off stage with him. I thought he might just throw the weapon because he had a spawn right next to him. Maybe a down sig? Oh. No, just goes around, charges the recovery. But this is Brawlhalla we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to need one more hit, and he's able to find it with the Sair. Wesley taking game 2 with the Black Knight.
He is connecting with those Lance side airs every single time. He's able to hit those side airs, just reading the movement of Fiend out of moves, out of hit stun, out of everything. And those side airs, they add up, they add damage, and they can knock out as we get right on into game number 3. Of course, Wesley going to be sticking with the Black Knight.
With the black color as well. Here we go. Wesley trying to keep the pressure going. There we go. A little bit more damage here. That was a great weapon toss. Wow. Managed to cover himself and space it in a way where he was able to pick up the spear once again. There we go. Another weapon toss. A little bit of damage. Tries to get the D-Light. Easy dodge from Fiend. He's like, yeah, I need a Rocket Lance. This ain't getting the job done right now. Where's the spawn?
This game's a little too close right now for Wesley. A little bit behind Fiend, trying to disarm himself so he could steal out that weapon when it spawned, but Wesley right on top of it. Now it's Fiend over to the blasters.
Here we go. Goes for the Sarah right there. Almost gets the extension. Wow. Yes, he goes back to the spear now. Throws it away immediately.
Weapon. Trying to keep Fiend on his toes. Fiend disarms himself. There's the weapon spawn. Wesley's got the lance. Throws out the ground pound. And Fiend with a clean punish. Down like gravity cancel neutral heavy.
Here we go. Now I wonder, you know, what's the deal going to be here? Wesley hasn't used the down sig once with the rocket lance, and in that last scenario where he spot dodged, that could have been the punish. So I'm wondering if now this is going to be something he's going to start looking out for now, because it's just a very strong, hard to punish option that, you know, the Black Knight has, but currently he's struggling to find his final blow on a Fiend, and Fiend knows how to play with the lead.
Yo, these weapon tosses from Wesley. Fiend just underneath the side heavy, able to get a good punish. Fiend starting to run away with game number 3. Neutral light will put Wesley off stage, and he's still disarmed.
Oh, man. There we go again. The unarmed D-Light into gravity cancel. Ensig. Fiend trying to take all the wind out of the sails of the Black Knight here as he manages to get 2 downers in a row. The side light recovery still not enough. You know, for Wesley, this has to hurt his mental as Fiend is just wasting time in the skies. Doesn't even care that he just basically gave away that stock for free, because he is making a mental statement to Wesley saying, ha, you were close, but today's not going to be the day. And it's all up to Wesley to prove Fiend wrong here.
Fiend utilizing all of his blaster's recoveries high in the sky, trying to get as close to the KO box as he can get physically, but either way, Wesley was able to get the knockout on that first stock, and suddenly Fiend might be regretting his decisions as the second stock starting to get whittled away.
Oh, was hoping that Fiend would give him a jump there, would have given him a pretty early KO, because of course Orion side sig does carry the opponent so far before eventually releasing them, but that'll do it. That end sig, and now we have ourselves a tie game. Hold on, Wesley might be able to do this.
Yeah, suddenly Wesley right back into this. He's got the lance still, the comfort weapon for Wesley. Goes for the side air read. Fiend with a nice down air on top of him. Ooh. Down sig, and Wesley gets taken out. Fiend gonna take game number 3.
There we go. Fiend up 2-1 now in the second set here. That means this next game is tournament points. Spring championship point for Fiend if he's able to secure yet another final victory. But Wesley still has to win 2 now. He started with such a huge lead, such a huge advantage. He was on the winner's side of grand finals, but now he finds himself on the back foot, and he has to basically make history here to become the champion of South America.
And that's got to be tough for Wesley. He knows he was on tournament point pre-reset. He was 1 game away from being crowned the spring champion for South America. And suddenly after the reset, he's down 1 game behind Fiend. He's got to win the next 2 in order to defeat him. And he's going to be sticking with the Black Knight.
Okay, now looks like he took a little bit of seconds, oh not seconds, but you know, a couple minutes there maybe, you know, just to kind of give himself a breather before he rushes headfirst into what could potentially be the last game. He wanted to make sure whether or not he wanted the Orion or the Ulgrim. Looks like he's going to stick with the Orion. I think he's going to lean heavily on making sure he has a rocket lance almost the entirety of this game here, because it's where he's been getting the most mileage, it's where he's been finding the KOs, where he's been making the plays, and there's no real other way to close it out.
Yeah, he's going to be fairly reliant on this lance kit. Looking for these side airs reads. And you're starting to see Fiend not going for that panic up dodge, that panic jump. And Wesley, he's been still reading for it, which is one of the reasons why he's not getting those huge extensions that he was. Oh my goodness. A gravity cancel sidelight into Nair. What in the world, Fiend? Oh, don't go.
Oh, wow. He did it the other way. I didn't even realize.
What?
I thought that was going to be, you know, good night to Fiend there, but going for yet another Ensig off the stage, and he makes it a really easy punish for Fiend. And now Wesley's definitely going to want to think twice before he throws out these high committal options like that. Yes, had he hit Fiend with it, Fiend would have been KO'd, but just look how easy he's made it for Fiend to get these stocks now. You want to make sure Fiend has to earn every single KO. This is tournament point for Fiend.
And Fiend already up 1 stock over Wesley. Avoiding tosses, avoiding the ground pounds. Wesley goes for the commitment. Two
Wait.
weapon tosses. Goes for a third one, and Fiend's back up. He got the wall touch.
And that's the hard part as well. You can't do much unarmed against the Nair from the blasters. Now, luckily, enough weapon tosses. 7 weapon tosses later, Wesley's finally able to get the first KO, but he's in the red now. He is against Brawlhalla, who has plenty of force and an axe to boot. So we're going to see if this is going to be a huge conversion or not. Gets the wrong read, goes for the Sayer, and he's going to die yet again because he made the wrong guess. It might be worth it now to just get your guaranteed hits and back off, Wesley. You are at your potential final stock here.
Yeah, this is tournament stock for Wesley, and he is still playing like he's got 3 more stocks behind this one. Fiend with a huge advantage here in game number 4. All Fiend needs to do is finish off this last stock of Wesley, and he will be crowned the spring champion for South America.
I know Wesley's putting on quite a show here. Will he be able to take Fiend down to the last stock? Will he be able to take it to a game 5? I don't know. You don't know. Only time will tell as Wesley gets caught yet again. Every single blow doing more damage to his mental. Fiend almost closing this out now. Wait.
The dodge through from Fiend avoids the recovery. Wesley gets the falling down heavy, the disco onto Fiend, but again, full stock behind.
Not
That's
like
a
that.
huge punish.
Oh, that was a punish for Wesley. He missed the opportunity there to get a KO on Fiend. The Sayer's not enough. Brawlhalla has too much defense. The side light should stuff all options. He has no jumps here. We are going to the last stock here, Duke. Now, if there's anything I want to say is that if White Knights are for the simps, then the Black Knights has been proven to be for the pimps here. The amazing display here from Wesley has been groundbreaking. But Fiend is going to be your South America 1v1 singles champion, fighting his way back from the loser's side of Grand Finals, bringing it to a reset. 9 games of Brawlhalla gameplay. Looks like Fiend will rise on top.
The Fiend Bray Wyatt himself is going to be crowned the champion of South America, and Wesley will